Well, there's lots of positives and negatives to talk about. Can we start by talking about Swansea on Sunday and having taken the lead in a derby? How disappointed with the players they couldn't hold on to that lead in the second half?
Very disappointed. I think, obviously, as you mentioned, the fact we went ahead at half-time, we were 1-0 up, and I think most frustrating was that I think we felt comfortable in the game. I think our shape was good. I think the way we set up our press, and even if we didn't press, we would probably let the goalkeeper have it, and they didn't really know what to do, to be honest. And then, we just conceded goal number one and goal number two out of nothing, really. So that was a bit frustrating. But obviously we worked on it, we spoke about it, so hopefully we can move on to Saturday.
And it has been touched on, but what's it like playing at the moment, especially away from home, where it feels like you need to score 2 or 3 goals to be in the game? That can't be a healthy thing moving forward.
No, but we know that as the whole group. I think at the moment we're confident that we will score goals. I think the whole team, the way we've set up, everyone feels good going forward, but then at the same time the whole team needs to defend. It's not just the strikers scoring goals and the defenders defending. It starts from our 2 strikers and then all the way back, so we're trying to work on that, how we can be in a better shape, be closer together maybe, and try and kind of not give the team too many spaces all over the pitch. And we know that we need to cut out the conceding.
Sure, and you've proved that you can win games as well as lose them this season. How important is it to try and find some consistency between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, a lot. I think, to be honest, we're probably all over it now saying it, that we haven't won 2 games in a row. We keep mentioning it after every win, like this is the one where we can do it. We haven't managed to do it. We're trying to find a way, or we don't know why it's not working, because we're not setting up any differently after a win. We're still trying to do the exact same thing. We are working towards it, and hopefully in the next 14 games we can manage to find that consistency to help us improve our league position as well.
And we'll talk about you personally in a moment, but why has it clicked for City as an attacking force this season? Why are you scoring so many goals? What's been the secret, do you think, this season?
I don't know. I think obviously all 3 of us at the minute, obviously Chrissy, Anton and me, we I think we all got different attributes, all 3 of us. If you look at Antoine, we probably knew it, but out from the outside, maybe people didn't see him as a number 9 or as a striker. They all saw him maybe as a wide forward, but he's come in and the manager played him through the middle, and he's loved that. He's strong, he's quick, he's got a great strike. Then you've got Chrissy, who he's very intelligent, he holds the ball up, who maybe can come a bit deeper and help us in that sense. And then myself, I'm enjoying playing a bit behind them, where I can kind of work off them, or I think I'm benefiting from kind of them 2 playing up front, and I can kind of maybe get forgotten about and get into them spaces that they leave, or they attract the defenders, and I can kind of get in that. So I think it's working well at the minute, but as we said, we need to try and help out the defence as well and stop the conceding.
I wrote down, Nigel Pearson spoke about you at his press conference. You're the type of player that every manager wants. What's it like being a player, where you're probably a forward rather than a striker? You've always said I'm a striker, but you've played out wide in the past. You're currently playing behind. How much are you enjoying your football and that versatility as well? Is that a blessing or a curse?
I think it can go either way, probably, to be honest. Maybe throughout my career I've not played my favourite position all the time, just probably because of my versatility, where a manager knows he can trust me and he knows I'll do the work for a team. But as I've also said always, I'm happy to play anywhere. I do think through the middle is my best position, and at this moment in time I think where I'm probably playing now is probably where I can get most of my attributes into the game, whether that's running in behind, working off a striker or 2 strikers. So where I'm playing now is probably my best position. But as I said, maybe throughout my career, maybe it's been a little bit of a hindrance, but then also it's probably got me more games than not, that I've been on the pitch more often to play in different positions. So I don't mind it. I'm happy to play anywhere, and I'm just happy I'm in the team.
And I'm mindful you've played in the Premier League before, and there's obviously a difference in standard from that to the Championship, but is it too simple to say this has been your best season form-wise? Do we judge it just on goals, or do you look back at previous seasons where you've played equally as well?
I think I'm feeling really good at this moment in time. I think the Premier League's a while ago now. It's about 7 years ago. So I still probably back then I was probably just enjoying my football and just kind of seeing how it went. Now I probably know more about myself and about different positions, how the game works. So I think I'm definitely a better player now than I was back then. I'm feeling really good. So hopefully I can keep this going and keep going until the end of the season now.
Presumably 20 goals is in the back of your mind. That's a target for you personally this season.
Yeah, to be honest, I've never set myself targets before this season, but then I started scoring a few goals, and then I think it was before the Middlesbrough goal I was on 9 goals, and everyone, like a couple of people mentioned that 10 was my best scoring season in the league. So then obviously I was like, if I can get to 10 then that'd be nice. And then obviously I managed to get a hat-trick, so then I was on 12 goals, and then maybe I can get to 15, and now I'm on 15. So I'm just trying to see how many I can get, of course, but if I help the team otherwise, I'm happy with that. But yeah, 20, everyone talks about 20 goals. If I can get that, it'd be an amazing season for myself personally.
Just a word on your opposition on Saturday. They beat you narrowly back in August when Neil Warnock was in charge, but now Chris Wilder in charge. They're in the playoffs. What kind of challenge will they be for you on Saturday?
Very tough. I think they're doing really well at the minute. I think I'm right in saying they're in the playoff positions at the minute. They're on a great run. We've worked on shape today, how we want to play. Tomorrow we'll see clips from them. We'll work on them, and hopefully by Saturday we're ready for them. We've been playing really well at home. We've won a few games now at home, so hopefully with the fans behind us we can put up a really good challenge and hopefully get another home win.
Thank you. Still getting to know you, Andy. Are you an American football fan? I thought there was some sort of Super Bowl celebration last weekend.
I am. My team's the Dallas Cowboys, but they didn't make it. I stayed up to watch the Super Bowl, so a couple of boys know that I'm a fan, so they said I have to do a American football celebration if I score, and I did that.
Well, for a neutral, it was a good final, wasn't it? Good Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was a good watch. Yeah, it was really good.
Okay, catch up on your sleep. See you on Saturday.
Thank you. Cheers.
I was going to be all stereotypical and ask you about the Winter Olympics, Andy, but I won't do that. Just to flip Richard's question about why you're scoring so many goals. Why do you think, as a team, you've been conceding so many goals?
If we'd know, we wouldn't concede that many goals, I guess. We're working. We had a meeting on Monday where we seen the clips from the goals we conceded against Swansea. We went through it all. We talked about it, what we think we can do better. We're working hard at the training ground. Maybe we're playing attacking. Maybe that's taking away the defending a little bit. Of course, we are trying, as I said, the strikers as well, the forwards, to be in a better shape, maybe closer together to help the defenders out because they start the attack, so they help us out when we score goals. So we try and help them when the opposition has the ball. We've been on the training pitch working as hard as we can, and hopefully it'll click and we can stop conceding them so many goals.
The manager was very sort of forthright with his opinions after the Swansea defeat. I imagine that was replicated in the dressing room. I'm sure you're not going to tell us what was said, but what was the reaction of players when a manager is sort of that strident in his opinions, if you like?
I think after a game, it's not just the manager. I think there's players in the changing room as well who'll say what they think, because it's an emotional game, isn't it, football? And we don't want to lose, so there might be me saying something, or it might be, I don't know, Thomas or Dan Bentley saying something after the game. But probably after the game's probably not the best thing as a player. I can't comment on the manager because the manager obviously has his views on it, but as a player I think it's probably sometimes better not to speak too much after the game, because the emotions are running very high, so you maybe say stuff you don't actually mean. But when we come in the next day and we will watch the clips on the Monday morning, I think that's probably when we talk through it all in a kind of, everyone's looked at it and then we know what happened and we can talk about it in a probably better way. But yeah, no, I think the manager had every right to say what he did. I think we all know that we've been conceding goals too softly. It's not a secret. I think everyone knows that. The goals we've conceded too many goals. It's as simple as that, and we've all got our views on it. We've all said what we had to say, and it's down to us to turn it around and stop conceding. Basically, that's it.
So did you say something on Sunday then? Because you mentioned you, Thomas.
No, I'm saying that whether it's me, whether it's Alex Scott, it doesn't matter how old you are. After a game, the emotions run high. So like you say stuff. Someone might say to me, "Why did you miss that chance?" Or I might say, "Well, why did you not tackle him?" Do you know what I mean? It's after a game that you say stuff that it just comes out emotional, and then on a Monday morning, I think is when you reflect on it and then say, "Oh yeah, I know why you didn't score because the defender pushed you," or something like that. I'm just saying after a game as a player, it's very emotional, and on a Monday it's better to reflect sometimes.
So. Sorry, I misunderstood you. So that's more of a one-to-one general chat rather than like an address to the whole squad type thing?
No, well, yeah, maybe on a Monday morning. I think what I'm saying is after a match, when you've lost a match, you come in and, I don't know, someone might throw the boot on the floor and shout, I swear I'm not going to say like what's going on, what's happened here. So it's just that the emotions going through everyone, because we all want to win. We don't want to lose games. So when you come in, I mean, people say things they might not mean in that, but they say it throughout emotion in that kind of 1 second. So when you then come in on a Monday morning, you can then talk through it a little bit better, probably.
Because I know you're slightly reluctant, and I know players never like revealing kind of what goes on in dressing rooms for completely obvious reasons, but and you know, very understandably. But that sort of thing, when you're saying about emotions running high and players caring, that's kind of what fans want to hear, because there is an impression sometimes that players play the 90 minutes and then kind of detach themselves from that 90 minutes. So are you kind of aware to show that players do care perhaps more than some fans maybe give them credit for?
No, most definitely. I think if you see our change room after a loss, is probably some are quiet, some, as I just said, emotional and start shouting. So yeah, no, we definitely care. But then on the flip side, it's how long do you not care? How long do you how can I say it? How long do you think about that loss and move on to the next game and try and get the things right, rather than ranting and raving about it to other players? So no, after a game in the change room, I think whatever gets said, and then when you come in the next day, you move on and you look forward to the next game.
How was that video session on Monday? It must have been quite uncomfortable in a way.
Yeah, long. No, same as every game, to be honest. Whether we win or lose, we see our good bits, we see our bits that we didn't do so well, and we don't change from that, to be honest. Whether that's a win or a loss, we go through it and move on after that. After we've watched the video, then it's focus on the next game.
Just to go back to your goal scoring, is there something specific you've done with your finishing this season? Because your kind of efficiency in front of goal is pretty staggering, based on just sort of numbers, and obviously we're seeing the finishes. Antoine talked about when he was injured, he watched a lot of clips for himself, and mainly on sort of positioning things in terms of where he should be in the penalty area. Is there anything you kind of worked on with your time out? I know obviously your fitness was paramount, but was there anything sort of technical that you looked at or have then looked at this season as you've gone on?
Not particular, to be honest. I don't think I've changed anything really, as in how I try and score a goal. I think maybe the chances I've had this season, maybe I've had a few one-on-ones, which I don't think, to be honest, in the 2 or 3 years I've been here before, I can't remember myself having those chances, if I'm being honest. I probably, as I said earlier, I probably played on the right a little bit more, so that's different angles that you shoot at, different, maybe further out from goal or coming in from the right onto my left foot. This season, as I mentioned, I played through the middle, and I personally always thought I'm a good finisher, and I think I've had the opportunities in the penalty box this season to score goals, and I managed to do that. And I know I'm going to miss chances. Every striker does. It's about getting into those positions and not being afraid to miss, and more often than not, I back myself to score when I'm in there.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Hi Andy, I hope you're well. Not sure if you realised that you're third in regards to goal contributions across the whole league. Only Mitrovic and Diaz have got more. Do you ever compete yourself with opposition players at all, or is it a case of just focusing on your own game?
No, I didn't know that. I knew I was fourth in the goal scorers. No, I don't think I compare myself to anyone. I think, Mitrovic, I don't think anyone can compare himself to him this season. But no, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I'm on 15 goals now. I just want to see where it gets me, how many I can score between now and the end of the season, and we'll see where I end up as.
Yeah, your goal contributions are heavily involved with Bristol City as well. What's it like to be like that talisman in the team that perhaps when a game's level or something, the moment hinges on you to go and get a match-winning goal, perhaps?
Yeah, I'm proud. I think I'm happy. As I said, at this moment in time, I feel really good in how I feel on the pitch, my form, everything. I think I'm enjoying being. We've got a lot of young players. I enjoy trying to help them out and try and lead them. And I tell myself sometimes that people might look up to you because you're a little bit more experienced now, and you've seen it before, and they might see they look up to you for you to do something, and I'm happy to do that. I'll try my best to help the team out, and if it comes off, then that's brilliant.
Yeah, because of course on Sunday, that pass from Antoine, it tried to perfection the run, because some people may have thought you were offside. Is he a player that you think you've inspired massively? Because just looking at that goal, it looked like you two had a real understanding of one another.
Yeah, I think, as I mentioned earlier, between the three of us, it's just kind of clicked, to be honest, and straight away. I think Antoine's been brilliant since he's come back from his injury. I think he's got everything, to be honest. He's strong, he's quick, he can shoot with both feet, so he's been brilliant. So obviously anyone would like to play with him, because you always think when he gets the ball something can happen. He can do something. I think you can see defenders are a bit scared of him, which again might help me a little bit, because there might be two players on him to give me more space. So yeah, I think it's just worked at the minute, so hopefully we can keep that going until the end of the season.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
Hi, Andy. Just you mentioned Antoine. Obviously he's getting a lot of praise at the moment. You've kind of been at the club quite a similar length of time to when he first broke through. I think it was your first season after signing. Have you always thought he's going to be turning into the player he is now? Has that always been obvious?
I think in training we've seen it, yeah. I think in training what we've seen is probably what you see now. I think he's always gone past players. He's almost bullied players, to be honest. He's that strong. It's just for whatever reason, maybe in the last couple of years it hasn't worked as well as it is now. Whether that is because he's still learning or getting used to his body, maybe, or I don't know, whatever it was. But this season's it's clicked for him, and the last 2 years we have seen it in training. He hasn't maybe managed it in the game as much as he wanted to the last couple of years, but this year he's been unplayable for the last couple of months, and for us it's brilliant. So obviously, hopefully you can keep that going.
Yeah, and you yourself, you've captained the side a couple of times in recent weeks. Does that change your approach to games much, or are you very much the same person when you've got the armband and without?
Yeah, I don't think it's changed much for me personally. I think in the changing room, maybe before a game, I'm not the loudest, but I think on the pitch I talk a lot. Whether that's, obviously I've had the armband the last couple of games, but if I don't have the armband, I still talk a lot, and I try and help players through the game with my talking. And your answer to your question is no, nothing changes really to me.
And just finally for me, with your form at the moment, is there still one eye on international football for you at all? Is that something you're still hoping to maybe make a comeback to?
To be honest, I haven't thought about it that much. Like I said, I'm enjoying my football at the moment. I know there's a couple of big games coming up, like next month for Austria, because I think we've got Wales. I think is in the semi-final and the playoff for the World Cup. So obviously, yeah, it'd be nice to be in it. If I can get in it and help Austria get to a World Cup, it would be brilliant. If I'm not, then I'll be supporting them and see what happens.